Hello, I'm Armita Carr, bilingual speech language pathologist, owner, and founder of New Horizon Therapy. Welcome back to Therapy Thursday, where I answer your questions or talk about a topic as it relates to speech or occupational therapy. So, over the last month or the last few sessions, I've shared a little bit about services available to children between the ages between birth and 3 years old, and then 3 years old to 5 years old. One of those services entailed services in the schools. So today I wanted to touch a little bit about what services, what it looks like. I know sometimes, I know for myself, I did have a child that was on needed services in the schools early on, and sitting in front of the team and what was going to happen. It was very overwhelming for me and confused, and there were so many terms I had never heard before. But anyhow, if your child does need services, once again, they are eligible to receive services in the schools at the age of 3. It's Arizona Child Find. You can look it up and see what the progress is. But once it is determined that your child does need services in the schools, there's things that you will start to hear as METs and IEPs. A MET is a multidisciplinary education team. That's when all the providers that might be needed for your child or for a child come together to figure out what that need is. So it could be speech therapist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, the teacher, a special education teacher, a district representative, and of course the parent. The parent is the most important team member of that group, and they get together, and this is the initial step where they get permission to test. They talk about what needs the child might need or what they're struggling with, address whatever discipline it might be. Once again, it could be speech, occupational therapy, special education, any of those. So once they start that process of getting that permission, they do have 60 days to come back to you with the results and to let you know what services will be provided if they are needed. The next step is an IEP, an individual education plan. So that one begins once your child starts receiving services, and that's a plan that's individualized for your child, very specific to what they will need, what came out of the evaluation that was completed. It will have minutes, it will have who's going to provide the services, and basically a layout. And it's also so important to know that when you have as a parent, these meetings are held, you are not have to, or where you have to go in and sign the paperwork. You can always, I need time to read it. Can I take it home? I will get back to you with the signed papers, or once I go through it and talk to it. And I know initially, again, when I was kind of going through that process with my child, I remember calling friends or calling other people that, that I knew that their child was receiving services. And at that time, when my child did need these services, I was not a speech language therapist, so I had no idea of the process. It was all new to me. So always take your time. And then the other important thing is the MET is done every 3 years. So every 3 years, your child will get updated testing to kind of see the progress they've done, any updated things they've seen. It could also be done earlier if the team feels, my child has made so much progress, I think, I do want to get them tested just to see where they're at, and so they can come out. But for general rule is every 3 years. The IEP, that one is updated every single year. So that way, if they come up with goals at the initial one, the child meets the goals, then the next IEP meeting, they change the goals, the minutes, whatever might be needed to make sure that the needs are still fitting what the child needs. It's a lot, but again, I just want to remind everyone, take your time with it. Sometimes can be a little overwhelming to go through the process, but absolutely there are people out there that are available to help or answer questions. If you have any questions for myself or for us, we are more than happy to help. Give us a call. I'll be happy to talk to you about what terms mean, what, is the child receiving the services they need. Since having a child in special education myself, I know during those times, I would always call my friend, hey, can you just read it over just to make sure I didn't miss something, or is there something I need to ask for? So, anyhow, we are here to help. Give us a call, and I'd be more than happy to either walk you through the process, talk to you about the process, or answer does my child need this? So, thank you so much. A little longer than usual, but important. So, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next time.